Okay, so I'm gonna read from my notebook for the most part because I'm not the best at talking and at remembering and talking. So I'm just gonna pretty much be looking down for the most part here. I don't know if it's like any in the camera view, but so yeah, I was happy and going the wrong way, but God changed my life. Um, and this isn't like the complete story, but it's a lot of it. Um, I just hope my story inspires some people, helps them in a time where they're feeling confused, or if they're feeling lost. So, yeah, that's the point of the video. I was really depressed most of high school. Life wasn't really going my way in a lot of ways. I had super low self esteem, which mainly was because of the ball spots I started getting in 11th grade and because I was super skinny. And also, my family was like pretty broke. I wore the same clothes, rarely had a haircut, kind of like right now, rough hair. um, we didn't have a car, then got a car, but didn't have a stable home. So we had to move like 40 minutes away from my school, from my friends. I also wanted girls, and more so like a girlfriend, um, and sex, of course, but was having the hardest time with that. Super nervous, like no confidence pretty much, and every time I had a chance with the girl, I dropped the ball. Childhood friends, also my childhood friends, I expected to grow old with, kind of like abandoned me. By the time graduation came, it was kind of a high and bye thing when I was expecting to take pictures with them, but we kind of just lost our connection. And most of all, I'll say, I felt like my best years, my young years, were just passing by. Felt like I was missing out, wasn't having much awesome, memorable moments, or like checking off the young people things while I was still young. Um, like before it felt too late and before it just felt less special because I was getting older. And one of those things was having a girlfriend, which never happened, but instead I got rejected by a girl that seemed really into me and I really liked her. Um, and it didn't work out, so that made me pretty sad. And because I was working and running track and involved in church, I didn't really have much time to chill and enjoy myself as a kid or work towards my dreams. I was also a very kind person, but that seemed to lead me to often get disrespected and taken advantage of. And I also was very active in my faith. Like I had a connection with God and was involved in church and took believing in God seriously, which was all nice, but I was really depressed. About a year after high school, things changed. I always have this constant nice flow of happiness and feeling like everything's all right. Got a better perspective on life, was having more fun, becoming more independent and more of myself. Had more time to do things and kind of start my life. Started working heavy on my clothing brand and creative work like I've always wanted to do. Started hitting the gym, fixed my hair problem. Never got big, but was happy to build muscle. Family moved into a house closer to my hometown, and I got my own room that was like on the third floor, so I had more more of my own space and privacy to pray, to worship, read the Bible. I didn't do a lot of reading um, the Bible, but that space helped me to like build my relationship with God. I also got a better job working with kids at the YMCA, which helping kids is something I've always enjoyed and wanted to do. And I'm like making my own money, which was cool. And also some girls are coming my way, which is like what I really wanted, and I'm not as nervous about it. And I get a tight group of friends I felt like I belonged to, and we become like these party guys, and we're having a ton of fun, and I'm around more girls. So I finally started to get what I wanted. I finally just started to have these fun, memorable experiences to enjoy my younger years and not feel like I missed out and they just passed by. I was happy. I was happy hitting the parties. I was happy, being around the girls and like being this party guy with my friends. Um, and you hear some stories like these, and the person says he or she got depressed, but I was really happy the whole time. Started, I was happy, and I started to get what I wanted. So, recording a video. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just saying, how do we get down there?
Proceed. Don't let us.
Okay. Yeah. In the beginning of all that, I made some decisions. I had these thoughts in my head. I would have fun partying, having crazy nights, and having sex with some girls, hanging out with them for about 2-ish years. Make these cool memories, then kind of clean myself up, get into a good relationship with a good girl, and honor God by waiting until marriage to have sex with that girl. And I feel like doing it this way would give me more time to work on a brand, not be busy from a girlfriend, and I'll be satisfied. Then I can get into a marriage. So that's my first thought. And the second one was leave God out of it. Leave God out of that area of my life, like the love stuff, because I knew I was doing wrong, so I didn't want him to like intervene. And also I thought about how these bad decisions, how these sins may block some blessings in my life. But I was like, it's all right, it's fine. It'll probably be things I won't know about, or I'll be able to work through it okay. So like whatever's blocked is fine, I'll get through it. So I went for it. I planned things out well. I knew not to get too crazy into it. I didn't want to get with a ton of girls or hit parties every week, but I wanted my fair share of that life so I can be satisfied. Oh, thank God they're gone. I was getting nervous. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're in front of me now, but they can't hear me. Then I meet this girl in my art class in college. Of course, I was looking for sex, but I was having a hard time with that part. Before talking to her, I thought to myself, she looks attractive, seems chill. I can have sex with her, she'll be my first, then we can be like Snapchat friends, hang out sometimes. And having sex with her will help propel me to start having sex with other girls often to go off into that life deeper. I want to make sure I'm recording. There's a spider on my shoe. How did I even get there? I was just standing up and everything. I don't feel like moving. It'll probably crawl off of me. Alright. That's not what happened though. Instead, we spent a lot of time together, a lot of time talking and hanging out, and I found her to be amazing. And in the midst of all the girls I was around that I found to be more attractive, she was the one I wanted to spend my time with the most, and always felt this amazing. All right, now it's like getting closer. Actually, I thought it would get farther away from me. Where are you going? So yeah, in the midst of all the girls I was around that I found to be more attractive, she was the one I wanted to spend my time with the most, and always felt this amazing connection with. Even with that being the case, though, I was still set in all my decisions that I made. And after a while, we had sex for the first time, and quickly my plans started to work. They started working. A week after that, about, I go to this party with my friends, and it's fun. 10-20 minutes in, I'm kissing on this girl that I think is hot. And then later, I'm having sex with her friend that I really didn't want to have sex with, but ended up almost getting her pregnant. And also forgot to ask beforehand, before all that, how old she was, because it was a party my friends and I got invited to, but most of us didn't know any of them. But thank God she was only 2 years younger than me, so like it worked out. But also her friend got really mad at me later that night, the one I was kissing on. If you're seeing this, I'm sorry, because that was wrong, and I didn't know like why you were mad at me before, but now I realize, like after a while I realized. So like that was wrong. So yeah, I'm sorry. And yeah. But my plans were working. It was a scary start, but I dodged the bullet and was finally just beginning to get what I wanted. I was on my way to go deeper into that life, and pretty much nothing was stopping me. I was ready to have more of all that, and definitely more sex. But literally COVID comes about a week later, and this amazing girl that I'm spending time with a lot has an uncommon health condition that affects her immune system, which was scary to me because I'm hearing about this unknown virus that was spreading around the whole world, and killing people with health problems. So it left me with like two options. I could stop seeing her and go off and get what I really wanted for a long time, or I could walk away from it and stay with her. I couldn't keep hitting the parties and keep hanging out with her. And I cared about her safety and the time I got to spend with her too much. So I chose her. And I'm falling in love with her, and she really wants to be with me. But because of that life I dabbled in, it tainted my mindset so much that making the decision to start an actual dating relationship with her was hard and scared me in some ways. even though I found her to be amazing, and every day I spent with her was amazing, and she felt the same way. I in that time, I started to feel a ton of stress because of this situation, and moments of like deep sadness because I was hurting her by my lack of deciding to be with her, and I was fighting myself on it because I was so close to getting more of what I wanted with the parties. Um, that's like what I was really looking forward to, but I didn't finish getting it. And being a part of that life built up unhealthy, vain desires inside of me, a lack of understanding. A chip on my shoulder, and an unhealthy fear of God. I've always been a person that was like, like when I was a kid and stuff, very happy to like of the idea of like when I see God, or if God came right now, I'll be happy to see him. But during this time of like hitting the parties, I grew a fear of God, like a not so good version of like, I hope I don't see him right now, because like, what if, he's mad at what I'm doing, or I don't want him to like confront me about my bad decisions. I'm thinking about the negative. And a Josiah Queen song, The Prodigal, Another Spider. It says, he says in the lyric in the song, I don't want to lose my gaze when I meet you face to face. And what the heck? Why do they keep wanting to climbing up? Where's it at? Okay, I don't know where that spider just went. Hope it's not in my shoe. Okay, alright, well. Okay. So yeah, in a Josiah Queen song, he says, I don't want to lose my gaze when I meet you face to face. And during this time, I lost my gaze of God. I used to be like happy, like, yeah, I can't wait to, if he came now, I'd be so happy. But then it turned into like, I'm afraid, like, I hope he doesn't come right now, like, not a good time. And that came with a lot of problems. So during this time, having a hard time deciding on being with her, feeling all this stress, her coming in at a time where I just wanted to really hit parties, it started to change my plans. It changed my plans a lot. One route, I was happy, but heading straight into destruction. The other route was something that actually mattered and was bringing me fulfillment and amazing moments, but also a lot of stress and pain because I had to actually deal with right and wrong. And I was wrong in some major areas. And also because I was hurting her, which I hated. I can tell you now, I'm happy I didn't take that other route. I'm happy I only had sex with 2 girls and didn't do as much partying and making out as I wanted. I'm so happy I spent that time with her, and I'm okay with the fact that high school didn't go my way. I didn't like get with girls and have a girlfriend. Yeah. This story reminds me of two Bible scriptures. It reminds me of Proverbs 14:12. See if I can find that really fast. Which says, "There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death." And it also reminds me of Proverbs 3:5, which she actually sent me like a while ago around that time. And that verse at the time like always kind of scared me. But she sent it and it makes a lot more sense now. Which is Proverbs 3:5, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." I didn't realize the destruction I was heading to, and also the blessings I was blocking by indulging in those sins and how it could affect me. But with my head straight, I realized she came in a great timing. Whoa. I gotta take a second to like breathe it out. But with my head straight, I realized she came in at a great timing, and was one of the biggest things to get me on the right path. The constant breeze of happiness started to fade, and pain came in, but it took me the right way and off the path of destruction. To me, walking in a life of real love just makes a lot of vain things seem not as cool and not as comparable. And honestly, I can definitely say more than I ever have. I love walking in love. I love walking in love, and I love everything about it. After letting God show me the way, He helped me. He helped me realize I was trying so hard to live that other life, but I learned that that life isn't for someone who's really trying to live. I love you all so much, and have a good day. I still never saw that spider.